Come on in, everybody. Yeah, I started the stream and then it stopped. Just stopped. It's tea time. Come on in here. I don't know if y'all can see, I got mini marshmallows in my hot chocolate. Well, I think it's cafe mocha, but come on in. Yeah, we got 4 people. Yum. Oh, that hits a spot. I mean, that's licking the spoon hit the spot. And it's too hot to drink. There's Miss Sage. I don't know if you heard Miss Sage, our FedEx representative stopped by the office this morning. Mr. Russell. We've been with him a long time. We flip back and forth between UPS and FedEx, and it's good for business. So y'all come on in here. Suzanne is from North Carolina. Where in North Carolina? I probably ask you this every time. Sevierville, Tennessee. When I was in staying with Ben, we had to go to Sevierville to his probation officer when he first got out of prison. And then we went shopping and got him some clothes because he didn't have anything. Anyway, Rockingham, North Carolina. That's close to where my sister Dana is. There's KD is Knoxville, Tennessee. My grandson just got home from there last night. He lives in Knoxville. Snowy Pittsburgh. Look at y'all. Robert went to town this morning, got groceries, but he also stopped by the office and saw everybody. And Justin ordered some cookies. Justin ordered some cookies. And he's been baking cherry chocolate chip cookies. Anyway, it ought to be interesting. They are in the fridge waiting till tomorrow to get cooked. Justin had to go get a dozen roses for his lovely bride and go home and get ready to take her out to dinner. He was wanting to go to Grove Park Inn, take her to the Grove Park Inn, and it was just they didn't have any reservations, not even to go and have dessert. It's a crowded place. I've only been one time, and that was enough for me. So y'all get on in here. I have been taking a chair nap. You ever take a nap just to rest your eyes for a little bit? I rested my eyes and oh my goodness. I was totally relaxed. Robert's in the kitchen. I tuned everything out and was just having a nice little decompression. Not that I was compressed or anything, but just slowing down. Life is good. When you can help somebody else wrap presents, that means you are put together. Wrapping gifts with hubby. So I've just been resting my eyes and being thankful. Sort of, it was, it was like I was in this zone with the Lord, just soaking Him up. Sometimes you don't have to pray; you just have to listen. Suzanne's getting ready to go on a cruise. Sometimes it's just fun to not have to do anything, just to kick back. I don't have a recliner or anything. That may be something I want for Christmas is to go look at recliners, but I don't want to get out there right now. I'll wait till my birthday. Y'all been busy. Well, I went to bed at 11:30 last night. That's unheard of for me. I mean, totally unheard. I haven't gotten in bed before midnight in, dare I say, years. Well, we have two recliners in the living room. Robert's recliner and then another recliner that sits in when the cat takes over his recliner. And having a third one, I don't know about. They don't sit straight up enough for me. I like to sit straight up. And they want you to lean back a little, and I feel like I'm trying to sit up. And what do I do until midnight? Well, usually it's 1 o'clock. I'm a night owl. I have always been a night owl. But I've been trying to get stuff done earlier and earlier. And I tell you what, when you pray about something, it comes to pass. Heading out to shop for a dishwasher. Ours has been out of commission for months. I went through that last year. We got a dishwasher in November, I think, of last year. I'd have to look it up to make sure. And we went 6 months or more without a dishwasher. And we did okay. I had one of these little collapsible um, dish drying racks, and when I would get through, I put it on my routines. When I would get through with my morning show, I would go wash all the breakfast dishes. And then dinner dishes got washed up the night before, and they got put away before I went to bed. Anyway, it's just kind of fun. Well, it took us almost 6 months to get a dishwasher because they didn't have the one in stock that I wanted, and I waited for the one I wanted. And I'm so glad we did because it's super quiet. It gets the dishes really clean, and it's made by KitchenAid. and it was worth waiting for. I didn't want a handle on the dishwasher. I wanted a straight front, and that was the difference between them. You get one with a handle where you can hang a dish rag on it, or a drying rag, or you can get one with a flat surface, and that's what we wanted. But I'm not really talking about anything. The kitchen's clean. Robert could get in there and cook. I've been rearranging, not really rearranging, but decluttering different areas of the kitchen. And one of them was where our mixing bowls were. So I've gotten rid of a couple of mixing bowls that I really liked, but he didn't like. He knew he would never use them, but y'all have seen them in videos. In my cookie video, I used them. Red mixing bowls. If I had a dishwasher, my hands wouldn't hurt and get dried out, and I would like to do dishes. Why not try getting some gloves? Yeah, they make dishes. They make gloves to wash dishes in. Well, my husband can cook too. He likes to bake cookies. And Justin asked him for cookies and not me for cookies. But Tara said if she didn't have her internet following on YouTube, she would probably be a professional historian. She has a degree in history, and do she would keep doing genealogy. She's gone back long way in her gene. I've gone back to the 1500s. Robert's gone back to the 1500s. But I started doing genealogy back before Fly Lady started, and it was. But I don't have much time for it anymore. I've found my brother through Ancestry.com. They had a free weekend, and I signed up and did some work, and I get this email from somebody who's looking for 3 people that are his sisters, and he thought I was a cousin. I made chocolate chip cookies for Justin. But I had a friend who made oatmeal cookies, and she lost 100 pounds. She would have those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, I'm kind of a family tree nut too. I like looking at things. And I've helped my niece Brooke was in Israel once upon a time, and she sends me a message. She says, "Do we have any Jewish in us? Do we have any Hebrew blood?" And I said, "I don't think so. I've never found anybody that said." Now we've had family that died during World War II. She said, "Do we have any Hebrew?" And I did her family tree on her father's side to try to find out, and I couldn't find anybody that was Jewish. Y'all want to hear a funny story? Robert had done his family tree the hard way, not with Ancestry.com. he did it with note cards and a book and going to libraries and going to I think he and Patera are kin. It's weird. But Robert had two great great grandfathers that were Civil War veterans. One was for the North and the other one was for the South. And his great great, it might be three greats, I don't know. His great great grandfather Silly married a Southern girl who was the daughter of Colonel Harper. And Colonel Harper had warehouses that got burned down. But Colonel Harper's daughter married I don't know what his rank was, but he was on up there. But Sherman, when Sherman marched across the South, was his commanding officer. And they were on a train once upon a time, and the little lady, Colonel Harper's daughter, was well spoken, and she gave General Sherman a piece of her mind for burning down her father's warehouses. Now, at the time, great great grandpa Silly was the governor, the intermittent governor of the state of North Carolina. But Colonel Harper, we have on our wall in the living room, well, in the entrance where it's over the organ, is a pardon from Andrew Johnson, President Andrew Johnson, for Colonel Harper to be in the United States Congress, which he was. And we have his quill and his inkwell and his blotter in our bookcase. So it's an interesting to look this stuff up. Patera went to Morganton a few weeks ago, and she's talking about somebody that's in her family lineage, and Robert says they're in mine too. I think it was the Greens or somebody. So I bet Robert's tree and Patera's tree cross branches. It's just interesting, and it's our history. We shouldn't do away with it. It's just part of us. It's just, it's who we are. Now I had ancestors that fought in the Civil War too, and they were on the southern side. I hadn't found any on the northern side, but he rode, I don't know if it's, I've got a picture of him in his uniform. He was with some raiders, but they were my great grandmother's fathers. They were his fathers, McClure. Anyway, this stuff is boring. It's still fun. Well, y'all get to baking cookies. My kitchen's cleaned up after Robert. Robert's good at cleaning up after himself. Real good at cleaning up after himself. She did 23, and she's half Irish. I'm 3/4 Irish. On on both sides of the family, we got a lot of Irish. I have friends that found family that were adopted. My sister Susan, we didn't know her growing up. Didn't know Clifton either. And I found her. She sent Dina a note. Dina had posted a picture of Daddy on Veterans Day, and she had seen a picture of Daddy, and so she sent Dina a message, and then Susan and I got to be friends. Laura, it's gotten better. Now they give you all these little leaves, and you can do a lot of stuff. But I've gotten to where I have to go back to Europe to track people, and it's really expensive. Okay, folks, I've sat here and said nothing, but sometimes it's fun just to drink your hot chocolate with mini marshmallows and have fun. Tomorrow's the last day to place any orders, y'all, and we will get them out. But get your orders placed, get your calendars. It's the last day to get a calendar ordered we won't be back in the office until the 2nd. We will not be back in the office till the 2nd. Can you imagine moving to this country and a civil war breaking out? Ooh. Now, Robert's sister is married to a Doherty, which is Irish, and they went to Ireland one time. And my grandson's going to Scotland in January. Well, I'm glad you got some rest, Sage. Got to turn around and go back to work. My neighbor's putting a new roof on their house, and they were hammering all day yesterday. You can't hear them much, but they're still working. There's my little timer. Anyway, y'all get some rest, get some stuff done. Wendy McClure. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think my McClure family, his name was David Washington McClure. That was my great grandmother's father. And her name was Jimmy Ann. And I had to correct some census records on her. They had her down as a little boy, and she wasn't. We're cousins. Wow, that's cool. I knew one of my great grandmother's sister's grandchildren. His grandmother and my great grandma went to high school with them. Were sisters. I didn't know them till I was in high. David and my grandmother are brothers and sisters. And my grandfather are brothers and sisters. Wow, I haven't gone back that far. What is his name? I have a picture of him. Well, that's interesting, Wendy. That's interesting. We're hugging cousins. Rumor has it David's wife was named Mary, and he met her on the Trail of Tears and married her. Buck was my grandfather. Wow. I want to go look up our trees right now. What state? My great grandfather, my great great grandfather was in Kentucky. Graves County, Kentucky. Wow. All my family's from Graves County, Kentucky, Wendy. Tri-City? Tri-City? I grew up in Tri-City. Went to church in Bell City, was baptized in Bell City. That's a small world. You remember me as a child. I remember you as a child. Wow. How did we meet? Did we go to church together at Bell City? Wendy McClure. Frank was my grandfather was your uncle. My step grandfather was your uncle. Who was your daddy? Loman? Was Loman your daddy? I remember Wendy and Keith. Oh my goodness. Aunt Deanie. Frank was your uncle. Oh my goodness. You were a little older than me. I remember first time I ever saw anything born was on your farm. I saw pigs being born, and I used to play in the cornfield and go up in the hayloft. And I know I can remember how to get to your farm. Wow. Yeah, it is. I mean, we're family. Wendy and I are family. This is cool. She was a teenager. And well, whatever happened to your brothers and brothers? I don't remember. I remember Keith. Wendy, Keith, Pam, Mark, and Mike. Are they still with us? I remember Keith used to be in a band and he would play Proud Mary. And he came down to Reelfoot Lake and played for us when we were in high school. They have all passed. That's what they do, don't they? My sister Leanne passed too. Wow. Yeah, everybody's saying, Wendy, you need to come over to the cool kids on YouTube. She was older than we were, and she babysat us all. I don't remember it, but we used to have some fun on their farm. Oh, y'all, this is lovely. This is I'm gonna have to write that in my book of remembrances. Went to vacation Bible school too. I don't remember. I remember when I was 6 years or 7 years old going to vacation Bible school at Northside Church of Christ. Well, y'all, that must be boring for everybody else, but Wendy and I are having a good time at Northside. You did. My daddy was baptized there. I remember him getting baptized at Northside. Well, I love you all. I don't think Sister Patty's in here to see this. I gotta call Sister Patty. I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Wendy, this is fun. Anyway, it's a small world, everybody. It's a small world. Y'all be good, kind, and sweet. I'll see you later.